challengers. I've had so many people that have been so nervous about the fact that Thanksgiving is coming up, and I understand because there's so much temptation around with all the wonderful food, and then you have the family and the friends, and that's just the time when you indulge, right? Well, did you know that most people gain on average 2 pounds on the holidays? The thing about it is that they never take it off. So we all have our New Year's resolutions, but why have New Year's resolutions whenever we've been working on our New Year's results? So let's not ruin those, okay? So I've come up with 8 things for us to keep in mind while we're enjoying our holidays and our Thanksgiving food, okay? All right, the first one is going to be go ahead and get active, all right? That whole week, we're gonna be creating a caloric deficit, okay? So we're going to aim to eat less and exercise more that week leading up to and the day of your feasting out, okay? So you're gonna be way in the negatives on your calories, which is gonna create a huge cushion for whenever you eat a little bit more during that day, all right? So I'm not saying anybody passing out or anything, you know, sugar dropping out on us or anything like that. Just try to be way more moderate, cut back, and do eating less and exercising more on the way up to that day of your feast, okay? And I'm gonna say feast, but we're still gonna be moderating with this. All right, we have always go the long way. We have all these different circumstances where we always take the most convenient route. Try to cut back on that, okay? Think convenience is bad this week. So we're gonna always go the long way into a room. We're gonna always, you know, take the elevator instead of the stairs, and we're gonna park far away. We're not gonna be scanning and searching for the closest one to the door, okay? We're gonna be wanting to go far away and do any type of extra activity or exercise that we can, all right? Whenever we're bringing in all that stuffing and that dressing and everything that we're gonna be cooking with, and we go to the grocery store, go ahead and do you some curls while you're coming in with those bags, okay? And instead of letting the nice man at Publix take your groceries out, go ahead and grab those gallons of milk and take it on out yourself and create that caloric deficit, all right? All right, number 2 is gonna be still eat breakfast. I know this is like, what? I gotta say for him for all the good stuff. I understand that, okay? But if you do still eat breakfast, which is 101, the most important meal of the day. But even on the day of Thanksgiving, and I know that you want to eat all these good foods, but still eat breakfast and make it high in fiber and high in protein, because that is going to help you control your appetite. Okay, so you're not like busting through the doors at grandma's with like your stomach growling, and you're like, oh my gosh, give me the macaroni pie right now, or I'm gonna scream, and you're not like hangry. Everybody's heard that. You're like so hungry that you're angry. We're gonna try to not let that happen on Thanksgiving, because you will gorge. That's just what you do. So go ahead and eat you a good high in protein and high in fiber, some dense breakfast to kind of sit on your stomach so that you're kind of okay. You're the laid back Lucy at Thanksgiving. You know, you're not really hungry. You're just hanging out. You got some egg whites and some whole wheat toast, or like some whole grain cereal with some low fat milk chilling out in the belly, and it's keeping you okay until you get to the point where you're gonna eat that first lunch or that first dinner for Thanksgiving. Okay? All right, number 3 is gonna be to lighten up the entrees that you're eating. So whether or not you're the cooker of the family and you're cooking all these, you're preparing all this meal and you're slaving over the stove and you're like, I'm not going to be creating no caloric deficits, I'm sweating mine out. I understand. But try to lighten up the entrees. And if not, if you're just coming and enjoying it, 1, you know, you got it made, buddy. And 2, suggest these options. Just say, you know, everybody, this could help. This could be helpful for everybody. How about let's try to, you know, lower the fat, the sugars, and the calories. So many things that we cook have way more fat, way more sugar, and then in terms, way more calories than need be. And to be honest with you, if you cut back and just kind of skim away some of the calories with some non-fat ingredients, nobody will even know. Nobody will tell a difference, okay? So some ways that you can do that is try to use fat-free chicken broth for basting your turkey, for making your gravy. That's an easy change. Use sugar substitutes in your baked goods. That's an easy way to just kind of cut off a lot of calories and a lot of fat intake. This is one that I love. I use this all the time. Plain yogurt and fat-free sour cream, fat-free butter, but plain yogurt in dips and in like mashed potatoes and different, like, you know, creamy substances and casseroles. Because that's what, you know, a lot of times they use mayonnaise, they use eggs, they use flour and stuff like that to hold those casseroles together. There are so many ways to get out of that, and plain yogurt is, I mean, you can't really tell a difference, and it really makes it for really creamy. You can use that in macaroni pies. You know, it's still going to have a little bit of cheese in it. Come on, macaroni and cheese. But using the plain yogurt really, really does keep it way less on the calorie intake for that. All right, number 4, and we've talked about this in my challenge groups a lot already. Police your portions. All right. I have a nutritional video, basics, and it goes over portion sizes where it uses a hand reference. So it says like for your meats to be the palm of your hand, and for any oils it should be like your finger, your thumb tip. So you can check back on the nutritional video basics for that information. It's really good on that. It helps with portion size. But this is huge for these Thanksgiving lunches and dinners and things. Police your portions, because you go in, it's a smorgasbord. It's a huge buffet, and you're like, oh my gosh, this all looks delicious. The smells are like hitting you left and right, and you just want everything. Your mouth starts watering. You get that weird feeling in the back of your jaws. I mean, believe me, I know. So what you need to do, so instead of just grabbing your plate and just getting every single thing that you pass over, kind of stand back, and once again, just be that laid back person and kind of stroll around and like take a look at everything and kind of scan and select wisely. Don't just go at it, because then you're going to get this much of something before you realize that on the other side of the table, Aunt Susie's done brought this, and you're like, oh wow, there's not even enough room on the plate for this. So go ahead and look at what you have in front of you, and then select wisely. Like, okay, I'm going to need this vegetable, I'm going to want this starch. Say, this is going to be the best of this is going to be the best of that, and do it in a sensible way, okay? Another thing is, don't waste your calories on everyday foods. If it's something that you eat all the time and it's just not really that awesome, and you can eat it 3 days from now and it's not something really special to the occasion, don't waste your calories on it. Go ahead and fulfill yourself. It's about traditions. You always have that special relative that makes this delicious casserole, and I'm not asking you, or I'm not advising you even, to not partake in that, because you're going to walk away from Thanksgiving and there's going to be this tiny little hole in you, and it's going to be right around the stomach area, and it's going to be like, I feel unfulfilled, so go ahead and have that. But do it in a way to where, if that's going to be something that you do have, then don't eat, the normal brown rice that you can have any day, okay? So just be smart and fulfill yourself. And try to skip seconds. So try to make your plate size. And if you know that you're just like, absolutely not, I'm going to have seconds, then cut back on the portion size even more, just to feel like, you did it because you went to the smorgasbord twice, if that's what you want to do. But you can just kind of fulfill your plate in the first one and try to skip seconds. It'll also, everybody when they're going for seconds, they're kind of like, everybody's looking around like, are you about to do it? Like, are you about to be the first one to be the second go-getter? So don't be that guy. Kind of be the good role model and have, sitting there and be fulfilled, be full, and don't be the person that goes and is the first one to make everybody else feel okay about going and stuffing themselves. Because to be honest with you, the only thing that's supposed to be stuffed at Thanksgiving is the turkey. That's my opinion. All right. So just be smart about what you get. If I could lay out something that would be great, white turkey is fantastic. Plain vegetables, so not the ones that are all encompassed in cheesy casseroles, but plain vegetables, roasted sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, defatted gravy, like I was saying, gravy that's made from the fat-free chicken broth and things. And for your sweets, actually pumpkin pie is actually gonna be your best bet. That's not that good for you. Not that bad for you. So if I laid out that whole plate, I think I'd be pretty satisfied. All right, so on to number 5, I'm going to start speeding this up. Savor your meals. So just savor your time. So indulge in every bite. Okay, so chew slowly, put your fork down between bites, and really enjoy your food. Enjoy what you're tasting, and you will feel more satisfied. Okay, eat slower. Don't just scarf it all down and just be ready for something else, because your mind and your body, it's a mind thing through eating. You're not going to be able to be satisfied and to be enjoying them the same if you don't, chew slowly and allow it to your mind to understand what it's enticing in or indulging in. Try to stick with whole grains, with fruits, with vegetables. Broth-based soups are wonderful. Salads, any food that's high in water and fiber, they help you feel full. So of course you're going to want to be more, water weight, because that's going to be easily passed. And then the fiber is going to continuously be breaking down the food as you continuously put it in, because, right after you go to one side of the family, you got to go to the other side of the family, you got to do it all over again. All right, so we want to continuously to be breaking this down as we're putting it in. So make sure that you keep it high in water and high in fiber. Those are things that you're going to want to grab for. 6 is a big one. Go easy on the alcohol, guys. It's like everybody always thinks about the calorie intakes that they have from their food, but those drinks, those calories in those drinks add up so quickly. So just have a glass of wine or spritzer or something, and in between it, just have like a sparkling water or something like that, or if you're a guy, just have just a small drink, and then between them, have a water. That'll keep you hydrated, and staying hydrated will keep your metabolism working for you. And then also, you stay sober, so you're not like, you don't find yourself like inebriated at the family gathering and you're like stumbling over, you've been doing good all day, and then you stumble over to like Aunt Gigi's chocolate cake, and all of a sudden earlier you could say no, and now you're stuffing your face and somebody walks in and you're like, wow, what you were telling us earlier about how you didn't put the fat in the, so it's just not going to work, so it's going to be way better for you caloric intake wise, and how much your family talks to you throughout the year if you just take it easy, go a little light on the alcohol. 7, walk it off after you eat. So many people, just think about it. I know that this is going to relate to like either you or like some uncle or something, and he just is so full, and he just like, he finishes and he throws the plate away, and he's like, thank God that the recliner is so close, and he just sits there and he's just like rubbing himself, and he's like, oh, and he is going to comatose, like food coma it out until we wake him up for the next meal, because the other side of the family is leaving, and you're like, well, you're gonna feel awkward if you leave here and you wake up and you don't know anybody. So so don't let that be you. Don't let that be your uncle. Just suggest that they go walk. So between the meal and dessert, you can spread out the time with your family then too. Nobody's gonna leave without dessert. Nobody. So like if you can spend more time with them, you can, and like say, if it's raining, I don't know, like duck goose in the house, but outside, go for a walk before you come back in for dessert. Walk it off, walk around the house, walk around and talk to people. Don't be the person that just goes over there and sits in the corner and starts texting on your phone, because you need to be being interactive anyway. Which leads me to the last and final tip, which is 8. It's not about the food. Focus on family and friends, okay? Thanksgiving, of course, it was the Indians and the Pilgrims, and we did eat, and we taught them how to harvest corn. So it is about food, but that was because we were starving in a new country, and we were unsure about how we were going to survive, okay? We're not starving. We're trying to cut back on our calories. So we don't really so much have to focus on the food now. Now, we can be thankful for the family that we have around us, for the fact that we are able to bring this smorgasbord to this and say, look, this is what we can do, but we don't have to eat it all in one day right now. So instead of focusing so much on the food, and just focus on the person beside you, and the person that you haven't seen all year, or the person that you haven't seen all month, or the person that really is an inspiration to your life, that now you can be an inspiration to their life, and give them a hug around the neck, and just be thankful for the people around you and the friends around you, and for the gathering that you're having, and not really so much about the food. And I really think that if y'all keep those 8 things in mind throughout this holiday, you're going to walk away and you're going to be either your weight is going to be maintained, or it's still going to be in the loss phase, which is what we're hoping for. So just those 8 things, just go into it, and I really think that you'll be surprised with yourself, and that you won't have to leave Thanksgiving feeling guilty and feeling like you've lost everything that you've worked for thus far. All right? Thank you so much for tuning in, and I know that y'all are going to rock this Thanksgiving out. Y'all enjoy it with your families, enjoy it with your friends. Y'all eat, but eat sensibly. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.